everything Peter Obi promised he was going to do, this president is, trying the best he can to do it. And I'm simply pointing out.
This is comical. Coming from someone who threatened Peter Obi's life, of course he now denies it. If Tinubu is truly implementing Peter Obi's policies, why didn't Felix Morka reply Peter Obi based on facts? He should have presented all the facts to him instead of attacking his personality. Like the lady at Arise TV said, she put it to his face that all APC spokespersons, including the ones around Tinubu and the presidency, they always attack the messenger, not the message. Like he said during the interview where he threatened Peter Obi's life, he went on a rigmarole asking Peter Obi what he achieved as a governor of Anambra State during the 8 years he was in power. He started attacking his personality instead of presenting all the facts, everything that they are doing, at what stage they are, what they hope to achieve. He didn't do all this, but he started attacking the personality of Peter Obi with so much disdain. People who do this do it out of impulse because they know that they are doing all the wrong things and they don't want people talking about it. It's like the saying, clear conscience fears no accusation. If their conscience is clear, they wouldn't be attacking the personalities of individuals who criticize them.
My question to you is, why are we seeing this culture of toxic rhetoric from the spokespeople of this administration, not just from yourself, there's several of you who, who speak on behalf of this administration. Last time it was Olusegun Obasanjo who was told that, he's not even a worthy statesman to make this kind of statement.
Kudos to the lady for putting it to his face, and immediately she said that, he started stumbling. He didn't know what to say anymore. These people get away with many things that politicians in West African countries can't get away with. That's how tolerant Nigerians are. All Nigerians are demanding from people in power is to make life easy for them. Have the APC administration done that? Absolutely not. Part of the reason Nigeria is suffering today is not just because of the needless devaluation of the Naira by Tinubu and the needless increase in petrol price. It is because of the fact that the remittances to the central bank by NNPC have drastically dropped the past 10 years. During Goodluck Jonathan's administration, before APC administration led by Buhari came to power, the NNPC used to remit around $3 billion monthly to the central bank. The central bank at the time was not only awash with foreign exchange, that was why they could not only defend the Naira at the exchange rate at the time, they also made sure that FAC allocation to states and the federal government was always there for them. They didn't need to borrow or print more money from the central bank like Buhari did. Buhari printed about 25 trillion Naira, an equivalent at the time of about $50 billion to make up for the lost FAC allocations. Tinubu has also printed his own, at the last count around 10 to 15 trillion Naira. Buhari also borrowed heavily from foreign financial institutions, running into billions of dollars. Tinubu is on a borrowing spree. In less than 2 years, it seems that he's going to beat Buhari's 8 years. So as you can see, their solution to making up the FAC allocation shortfall from NNPC is to continue borrowing money from foreign financial institutions and printing trillions of Naira. All these debts are being pushed on the Nigerian people. Before we see the effects of these borrowings and printing of Naira on Nigeria's economy, let's see what they should have done to increase the FAC allocation to return the remittances of about $3 billion to Nigerian Central Bank by the NNPC. They should have just solved the oil theft. Yes, it's a security issue. And if all the security agencies, the Navy, the Army, the police, customs, they can't solve oil theft in Nigeria, why are they pushing their inefficiencies to Nigerians to bear? It doesn't make any sense. They are supposed to increase oil output to make sure that NNPC continues to pump at least nothing less than 2 million barrels per day of crude oil into the Nigerian market and the foreign market. But instead, they look away while oil theft continues. Like Peter Obi explains, there is no way any person can steal oil without the government being aware of it.
Other people are saying, you will not believe it. Our quota is 1.8 million barrels per day. In July, our production was 1,083,000. So every day we were losing 717 in the whole of July. If you multiply by 31 days, it will give you 22,227,000. That's what we lost in July. At an average price in July of 110, we lost $2,445,000,000. When we need every dollar, we're going to share it with the other group. We need every dollar. In August, the situation was worse. We are producing 975. So we're losing 825 every day. If you multiply by 31 days, it's about 25 million barrels. At an average price of 100, we lost 2.5 billion. So in 2 months, we lost almost $5 billion, where we need every cent, and we are looking for foreign investors. That is enough to stop all the country and go there. We will stop. Now that I said, I'll return Nigeria to physical viability. First, stop oil theft and all forms of our natural resources. And they have said it everywhere. Oil in Nigeria is being stolen by people in government.
So as you can see, people in high places are involved in oil theft. The revenue that is supposed to go into the Nigerian treasury for the Nigerian people is now going into private pockets. The people that are tasked with protecting our oil pipelines and infrastructure are involved in oil theft. It can never go away. They can't police themselves. So you can see the APC administrations of Buhari and Tinubu, instead of solving the security issues around Niger Delta, stopping the oil theft to increase the revenue of NNPC, thereby increasing their remittances to central bank, they increase the burden on Nigerians. With all these borrowings running into trillions of naira and billions of dollars, unborn Nigerians will be saddled with repaying this debt. Many people don't realize that the money they are borrowing and spending today on frivolities, many of them have long moratorium periods. Repayment will start at about 2035 to 2040.
I'm Felix Morka. Of what use? I'm not in competition with Peter Obi. I am not running for president today. Peter Obi is not my opponent. Felix Morka versus Peter Obi. I don't have anything that I'm challenging Peter Obi or he's challenging me about.
Felix Morka admitting that he's not on the same level with Peter Obi. So the question is, why did he threaten Peter Obi's life? You see, some of these APC members behave like thugs. That's why they don't tolerate questioning them. When you put them on the chair and start putting facts to their face, they will resort to violence. They will resort to attacking you personally instead of responding to the message. For those that listen to Peter Obi's New Year message to Nigerians, all that he demanded from Tinubu, you can see that they are all common sense issues. A responsible government will respond to these issues. They might even start pretending as if they care for Nigerians. Yes, a government that is telling Nigerians to buy Nigerian-made goods. But look at the budget. All the cars budgeted in 2025 budget, of course, many of them are not needed, but you can't see a Nigerian-made car. Despite having the likes of Nord and Innocent manufacturing cars in Nigeria, but all you see is foreign-made cars in national budgets. Now to the massive inflation caused by the printing of trillions of naira from the central bank through the ways and means by APC administrations of Buhari and Tinubu. The central bank thinks they can solve this inflation by reducing the money in circulation, which is of course affecting business. The few people that want to transact, they are always short of cash. You go to a bank, you want to spend your own money, the bank will tell you that they can only pay you 25,000 naira. In some cases, they will tell you they can only pay you 15,000 naira. So imagine that. People are forced to patronize roadside POS operators to get cash. On top of all that, interest rate is now hovering around 30%. No business and no economy can survive that. Look at other countries, look at neighboring countries and compare their interest rate. So the issue is not the trillions they printed. That's the way to solve it, is not reducing that money. The way to solve it is to subsidize the economy for Nigerians so that they can increase productivity, so that they can start moving around like they used to do before. so that businesses can continue to grow. When businesses continue to grow, the economy starts to boom, then you can now start introducing taxes in trickles. That is how it is done. You don't want to overburden people who are already down. People are poor. Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. We have millions of poor people that are living in multidimensional poverty in Nigeria, and you want to overburden them with high taxes, increase in petrol price, a lot of things. It never happens. It will never work. Even the central bank governor agrees that their policies will never work, that Nigeria's economy will never start growing, that people will never be removed from poverty except inflation is brought down.
That as far as I know, there is no economic model that portends to take people out of poverty when inflation is accelerating at the levels that we've seen it at. There's none. And for that reason, we do not intend to relent on ensuring that we bring it under control.
So as you can see, the APC administration is doing the complete opposite of what Peter Obi said he will do when he gets to office. He promised to solve the security challenges in Nigeria, most especially the oil theft. If you can't solve the oil theft, that means revenue will not be guaranteed. They are not taking governance seriously. Oil revenue is the major revenue of this country. So why would any responsible government overlook it? They are allowing billions of dollars to flow into private pockets instead of the national treasury. It can only mean one thing, that they are the beneficiaries, because it doesn't make any sense. You're the one with authority. You have all the powers. You control all the security agencies. Why can't you stop oil theft? Immediately oil theft is stopped, that means NNPC will take control of all the output. All the crude oil output in their pipelines, they will take control of them, and when sales are made, they will remit that money to the central bank. Today, they are remitting about $200 or $300 million monthly to the central bank. Compare that to about 10 years ago, they were remitting around $3 billion. So you can see how the APC administrations of Buhari and Tinubu have brought Nigeria to the lowest of low where we are today. And remember, even when Buhari was printing these trillions through the ways and means from the central bank, Tinubu told him to print more money in order to solve the issues. This was in 2020 during the COVID crisis. So obviously, he's continuing from where Buhari stopped. He also promised that during the campaigns that he will continue where Buhari stopped. That's why there is no hope in sight, except Nigerians take their destiny by their own hands. No one should resort to violence, no. Just use that constitutionally guaranteed way, which is voting. That's the best way to remove these people from power. They always treat Nigerians with contempt. Nigerians should return that to them on election day in 2027. Like we always say, make sure you sacrifice that day. The day is a public holiday, by the way. Sacrifice that day and troop out in even more numbers to vote on election day. When you finish casting your vote, hang around to protect that vote. Follow that vote around till the collation centers from ward level, local government to state level. Then the people at Abuja will do the final collation. We'll make sure that the results that were collated in different states are announced. That's the only way to kick APC from power. Thanks for watching.